Hey guys, it's Paternoster here, and today I am bringing you a review and test performance of this lovely cooler, the ID-3 Frostflow. What an epic name. Yes, this is a very cheap water cooler from PLE that I got recently, and you might have seen my other videos. Yes, it was actually a while ago. I lied, this was a long time ago, but I finally got around to doing some tests and installing it in my spare system here, and it is very interesting. Let me just talk about the installation process and the build quality of the item. Now, as you may sort of know if you have played with water cooling equipment before, it's all about how that rubber feels, or rather how the pipes feel, and if they feel loose or they look like they're gonna leak. Now I have to admit, this unit, very cheap at $59, had no issues like that. The pipes felt very solid and they felt like they were stuck on really nicely, and even when I was trying to sort of pull it apart from the radiator to the actual pump that's built into the CPU unit cooling plate, felt really tight. So having it in a small case like the Corsair here was actually quite tough getting it around. So guys, if you're putting this into a small system, feel free to bend it a little bit, you'll be fine. I bent it a lot more than I should and it was great. Now the other thing is, the plastic on it was really nice. It felt thick. It felt like it was meant to be there, not just a plastic little shroud that feels loose, or when you push it, it bends a little bit. I'm talking about the pump area. It was really nice. The screw and mounting was really easy, and the instructions it came with were actually useful, even though I only read a few pages just to make sure I've got the right bits and pieces. Yes, it was fine, and it fit on the LGA 1511, which was the CPU that we have here, which is the i7-4770. Not an overclocked one, just a simple, nice little CPU. The i7, a bit old, I suppose, compared to the 4990K that I use in my main rig, but also with the fact that the 6500s are out, and also they have a K version. But what we're gonna do is just see how it matches up with the way it cools and how far we can push it with Prime 95, which I'll have running in the background in just a second. Now the ambient temperature right now is 23, around there, 22 it's telling me on the thermometer, but that's okay. We're not really expecting it to push too far. It is actually cooling the unit. The actual CPU is being cooled to around 23 to 25. So there is lows of 20 on some cores and highs of 26, maybe 25, but that's to be understood. So about 2 to 3 degrees higher than ambient temperature. So what I'm gonna do now, guys, is I'm gonna run Prime 95 and see how far I can push it. I've also done the same previously with just another water cooler, a custom watering loop that I used before, and I have done one already with the fan. This is just after installing the ID Frostflow. So let's go for it. Guys, it's been just over 5 minutes and it's reached a peak degree of 86 degrees. That is pretty good for 5 minutes. I'm gonna keep it running, see how far it goes, but as you can hear, the fans have absolutely kicked in. Right now we are getting the speed of 2,177 RPM, which is pretty high for a small fan like this one, which is only a 120mm fan. The Frostflow is working hard. We've got a 90-degree highest temperature after 10 minutes. The CPU fan RPMs are hitting about 3,000 now, 2,800, and we still got a peak of 90 degrees. Guys, I ran it for about 15 minutes and got some really good results, and I'm gonna post them up right now. Well guys, as you can see from the result, unfortunately the Frostflow liquid cooler didn't do as well as I would hope. It only just marginally beat the stock cooler. Well, not much can come of this. It is a $60 product. What I would say, however, it does have lower base temperatures, and we are getting this Prime 95 a really big push to the CPU, and it is really burning in, so I'm not really expecting it to sort of stay below 90 degrees. What I'm expecting the Frostflow to do is in your everyday gaming and everyday use to keep it nice, quiet, and keep the temperatures low. When you run something like Prime 95, you're really pushing it. Now, the stock cooler was much louder than this actual Frostflow fan, so that's also something to consider. What I would suggest is if you are planning on overclocking and running your CPU into the ground, this is probably not the cooler you are looking for. If, on the other hand, you're looking for something cheap and you want it to be quiet and you want it to keep your computer reasonably cool in summer, not so much winter, then Frostflow is definitely a small little tidbit you could buy for your computer. And it does actually look pretty cool with the red accents and also other colors. Guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments below and give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Let me know why, and also subscribe if you'd like to see more content from my channel about tech, gaming, and all sorts of other gaming shenanigans. Thanks guys, and I'll catch you later. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Give us a thumbs down or a thumbs up.